What's good, my people? Welcome to Box Hunter. Take two. What's good, my peoples? Welcome to Box Hunter. You already know what it is, man. I'm your host, JSmiff, in the flesh. Man, y'all already know what it is. This is your favorite boxer's favorite boxing show. Um, so man, I'm gonna kick this off with Jermall Charlo, man. Sad news that Jermall Charlo, it looks like he might be going to jail. My boy King Grayson, what's the deal, my G? Jermall Charlo, man, looks like he may be going to jail. They are alleging that he crashed his Lambo and fled from the police. So it's not looking good, man. Um, I find that to be real sad news just because, Jermall is an undefeated champion. Well, he got stripped, so he's not even a champion anymore, but, undefeated fighter, who's made millions of dollars and who's done great financially, but he's fought like one time in the last 3 4 years, and that inactivity, you know, he's he's been dealing with some inner demons, and I think that inactivity was real bad for him. He basically went downhill. You saw that he was supposed to be coming back many different times that he was supposedly going to fight, and it just never materialized. And problems with the law, and damn, man, I'm sad because Mo is somebody who's obviously very talented. It's a reason why he was an undefeated champion. He could have went on to win more titles, or move up and win more titles, or he could have just accomplished more. So as someone who he has done a lot, but he's an underachiever right now. You know what I'm saying? He's an underachiever. Uncle Stewie, what's the deal, my guy? Appreciate you hopping on, bro. Nah, man, I'm talking about Jermall Charlo and the whole situation, man, that he may actually be going to jail. And it's sad because an undefeated fighter, someone who's so talented, still have some good fights in him, but all of that inactivity, and it looks like he wasn't able to handle all of that free time, and he just fell to his demons, man. So I'm sad about that. And you know that Jermall Charlo has also dealt with personal issues and legal issues, inactivity. So both of them have kind of been going through it. Sometimes, listen, man, sometimes people got to hit rock bottom before they can go back up. You know, hopefully, Jermall, whatever the consequences is, if he has to go to jail, spend a few months. So I don't think he's gonna spend that much time. If nobody was hurt in the accident, if he might just spend a few months in jail, and that would be good for him. If he spent a few months in jail, I think that's gonna help him out, really clear his mind, really be by himself, away from all the distraction, away from even people that enable that behavior. You know, the same Tyson Fury, the same deal, man. Tyson Fury could be, and he's a great fighter, and he's accomplished a lot too, but you're gonna see his downhill, the decline. You saw he lost, and it wasn't like it was a close fight or it was a split decision or people saying he got robbed. He got beat up. And you saw what Nagano did to him as well. So Tyson Fury, I think that the lifestyle that he lives is catching up to him. and I think we'll be seeing that in the ring. But man, I hope that this whole situation, Jermall Charlo is able to come out of it and just be a better person. I don't know what's gonna happen with his boxing career at this point because look how many years, how many times he's fought in the last 3, 4 years, and now he may be going to jail. And let's see what happens. Hopefully, you know, he can come out and get back in shape and get, maybe he'll stay in shape in jail. Maybe he can come out and get a tune-up fight and because I think when someone deals with addiction, for example, they need something to do. If Jermall was training, running, and doing these things, he would be. I believe that he wouldn't be getting in trouble the way that he has. But when you take that out of his life, he doesn't have to get up early to go run. He doesn't have to go to the gym. He doesn't have to cut weight. He doesn't have to do any of that. Now you got all this free time. And what do? You party. And you see what happens when you party. And you party too hard if you're dealing with some demons. And there you have it. This is what it ends up happening. Oh man, listen, Prime Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is a special fighter. Because he's a very big guy, but he's super light on his toes. You're not used to seeing guys that big that can move around the ring like that. So, yo, what's good, Gregory? So, let me tell you something about Tyson Fury's body. Tyson Fury, as you see, he's super flabby. He's never been like in shape like that. And I think that shows how talented Tyson Fury actually is. Like, he's so talented that he goes into fight and he's not in the best of shape, and he still wins and he still dominates. That's how good Tyson Fury is, how talented he is. The problem with that, though, however, is that as you start aging, it's no longer easy for you to show up to a fight out of shape and come out on top. It's a wrap. When you're younger, you can get away with a lot of things. As you get older, your body can't handle it no more. Plus, and this is very important to keep in mind, as you get older, usually your punch resistance goes down. There are some exceptions, some fighters who take punches their whole career and they never get wobbled. Triple G being one of them, Canelo being one of them. But in most cases, punch resistance goes down when dudes hit, their mid-30s. And you have to see, with Tyson Fury, you saw him get dropped, and you've seen him get dropped multiple times. And I'm telling you, accumulation of damage is a real thing. I'm looking at Tyson Fury at this point like he's already started on that decline. So, have we seen a prime AJ yet? I believe so. I believe AJ. If you look at AJ, he's in his prime. He's been in his prime, and he's still in it. Uh, you know, the problem is, man, that as soon as somebody takes a loss, there goes a fan base or their haters all saying, "Oh, he's exposed. He's a hype job," and so on and so forth. But the reality is that AJ's been on his prime. He's been performing at a high level, and he lost to top level fighters. That happens in boxing. He lost to Andy Ruiz. He lost to Usyk, an Olympic gold medalist, a champion, multi-division, undisputed. So it's not like AJ's out there losing to cab drivers and pizza delivery guys. AJ is one of the best heavyweights of this generation. Period, point blank. So I think, fans, boxing fans tend to overreact. when somebody loses. And in reality, yo, you got to look at AJ, his resume. He's been about all the smoke. AJ's the guy that's like, yo, I'm fighting everybody, everybody. So you got to respect him for that. You got to. And when he fought everybody, he's beat a lot of them and he's lost to some of them, a couple of them. Exactly. Look how he basically showed Nagano like, yo, nah, you don't belong in boxing, buddy. You don't belong here. Go back to MMA. But I tell you what, I think part of the reason that Nagano put hands on Fury like that is because Tyson Fury was not expecting him to be that good. He got caught off guard. And he paid for it. If that was a real fight, Nagano would have beat Fury. Nagano would have won that fight. Believe it. Yo, AJ was being bashed like crazy, bro. Like, yo, basically, there was people saying that he's a bum. I'm like, what the hell's going on out here? Like, there was people calling AJ a bum. Like, yo, people be overreacting like crazy, yo. But in reality, anybody who understands and watches AJ knows that he's an elite level fighter. By the way, my peoples, you already know what it is, man. Hit that like button. Don't be cheap. Don't be cheap. I'm not going to charge you. You're not going to have to hit the like button and put your credit card number up in there. Hit that like button, man. And if you haven't subscribed, you already know what it is. Box Center, your favorite boxers, favorite boxing show. Go ahead and subscribe, my people. This is it. I'm your connections. I'm your plug. Yo, listen. When it comes to Tyson Fury, I'm telling you, we're gonna see him going downhill. We're gonna see him going downhill. That's what I believe. And now we have to wonder who's gonna take over the heavyweight division, because you gotta remember, Usyk, he's in his mid-30s. AJ's in his 30s. All of the guys that are at the top, they're not young kids. All of those guys have 2-3 more years left. All of them. I'm not sure how old is AJ off the top of my head, but these guys are in their mid-30s. So that tells you right there, we need to be looking at who's going to be the next generation in the heavyweight division. Because when you look at other, like for example, when you look at 135, 140, 147, there's a lot of young, hungry lions that you're like, damn, they're going to be duking it out for years in these divisions. But in the heavyweight division, that's it. The guys that we're talking about, they have a few years left. Who's next? Who's going to take over? Who's a worthy opponent for Berlanga right now? Besides Canelo, Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant would have been a great. And he talking crazy to Caleb. So yeah, I think Caleb Plant would have been a perfect opponent for Berlanga. In fact, I believe Canelo's gonna wash him. He can still get that smoke with this guy. He can still get it. There's a few good fights. But I tell you what, me personally, I keep telling people, I want to see Canelo versus Terrence Bud Crawford. I got to have it. I got to see it. I got to know how that's going to play out. I feel like I know how it's going to play out. Y'all don't know how it's going to play out. Yeah, Adrian Broner, he's done. Adrian Broner. And I tell you what, Adrian Broner's my guy. I love AB. I always root for him. I want to see him get money. I want to see him. But I believe he's done. Like, if you think about it, it's been years. It's been too many years since Adrian Broner has had even a meaningful fight. He struggled versus B-level opponents. And it just doesn't look like. And you saw what this guy, Blair Cobb, did to him. So it doesn't look like Broner, and I don't think he's done because of what Blair Cobb did to him. I thought he was done before that. Like I've been thought like, nah, AB is done. That's it. His lifestyle that he lives at this age, he's still doing certain things that tell me he's just not gonna change. He's not gonna change. He's gonna keep doing the things that he does in his personal life that I believe won't allow him to get to that top level. In fact, I think we can compare Adrian Broner to the Charlos. Not exactly the same career because AB took more losses than the Charlos, but what happened with AB when he started making money, his personal life started to go downhill, and eventually his personal life took over and messed up his his career. So the same thing you seen that with the Charlos. They were on the come up, the hungry lions. And when they finally started making that big money, those big paydays, their personal life started to go downhill. And now you see where they're at. Inactivity, just like Broner, and dealing with legal issues, just like Broner. So, I think AB's done with. I hope that he can find ways to make money because he has a personality that I think AB could do a crazy podcast and that shit will go viral right away. AB got sound bites for days. But in boxing, I don't think he'll ever, be a champion again. I mean, I don't think he was done after Pacquiao, man. I think he was done after Maidana. I said once Maidana beat him, we never saw that same Broner again. See, that's the thing about Floyd Mayweather. Let me put it to you like this. You could compare Floyd Mayweather to LeBron James. Look at LeBron James at his age. He's still one of the best in the NBA. One of the most athletic in the NBA at his age. But you got to see what he's doing in the offseason. While other guys are partying, you see LeBron James in the gym. Floyd Mayweather was just like that. In your whole life, you never seen a picture of a fat Floyd Mayweather. You never seen a picture of Floyd Mayweather looking like he, weighing 190, 200 pounds, something crazy like that. No, because Floyd, he stayed in serious shape in between fights. Even when he didn't have a fight, he was out running, he was in the gym, hitting the bag and all of that. That's why I always tell people Terrence Crawford is going to do things that nobody believes he can do. And he already done it. Because you ever seen a picture of a fat Terrence Crawford? Think about that. When he doesn't have a fight, he's in the gym still. He's running still. You see him. You see how he look. So that's, you always see that. That's the difference when two fighters meet up. What type of lifestyle have they been living? Like if they're both top level fighters, what lifestyle have they been living? And the one usually who's living right is going to beat the other one. If they have similar level of talent, the one that's doing it right, he's going to win that fight. In most cases. Who's beating Bivol? I mean, let's see. He's going to have to get past Beterbiev. Now, Broner was real good. And he was real talented. But Broner, I think, is the perfect example of a fighter who fell victim to his own hype. Because you have to think about it. Broner's talking about AB. Remember, AB stands for about billions. Man, what is you talking about billions, bro? Like, seriously? Like, even Floyd is not making billions. Billions? So, as soon as Broner started making money, he started, falling into this hype that he's that dude and that he's the next Floyd. And let me put it to you like this, man. Broner is very talented, but he was never nowhere near what Floyd was, ever. But, people was talking like he was the next Floyd. I mean, come on now. Pascual, saludos. And I tell you what, though. Adrian Broner, like I said, he has a heck of a personality, and I believe that he can, do a podcast or do some type of show that he could make a lot of money doing that. Listen, Jared Anderson, you're right. He got heart. Um, I agree with you when it comes to that Uncle Stewie. But you know what he don't have? He don't have hunger. He don't have determination. He don't have discipline to become a champion. And you know why I'm telling you that? Because 2-3 years ago, he came out and said, I don't care about titles. It's about making money. The moment he said that, I was off the Jared Anderson bandwagon. The moment he said that, I was like, nah, man. This guy's done. Because you got to think about it. At his stage in his career, relatively speaking, he's seen a little bit of money. He got maybe a little chain, a little watch. But he hasn't seen millions of dollars yet. So if you're talking like that already, that you don't care for titles and you haven't even seen money like that yet, that already tells me you don't have the hunger that it takes to go all the way to the top. So I'm not surprised that he got beat up the way that he did at all. And I'm going to show you how hungry he is. Did you watch the fight after he lost? How he acted after losing? Oh, I'm good, yo. I'm going to go see my daughter. I'm going to go see my family. I'm good. This ain't not like, he took that loss like he don't give a fuck. Excuse my French, my people. He took that L like he don't give a damn. So that don't look like the heart of a champion to me. You know what I'm saying? He might be willing to stand there and trade with the best of them. That's cool. You got the heart to do that. But you're not showing me that you got the heart of a champion. You're not showing me that you want to be a champion. You already told me that you don't care about being a champion. So now that I know that you don't care about being a champion, that tells me you don't care about fighting the best. You're not trying to be the best. So that's it. But listen, Coley caught him at the perfect time. This dude, he's super confident in himself. He think he's just gonna beat people easily. And he don't got the same drive as Bakoli. Bakoli took this training camp. This is probably the best training camp in Bakoli's life. And you're going to fight somebody that don't got that heart like that. Don't got it like that. Don't got that drive like that. Somebody who's not trying to become a champion. That's what he said. Going by his own words. If Tank winning by decision against Lomachenko, that's hard to say. Honestly, that's something that I haven't considered, taking into account that they're not going to fight for now at least. I haven't even considered that. So, to be honest, that's a hard prediction to make. I have to, the fight actually have to happen for me to come up with something. Or I could think about it and have an answer for you, but I don't have one right now. I really have to think about that. If you look at Lomachenko, he looked really good versus Kambosos. So he's not done. The thing is that a fighter could get old overnight. In one fight, he could just show up and be old. Like, look how good Manny Pacquiao looked versus Keith Thurman. And then look at him versus Ugas. That's it, versus Ugas. From one fight to the next, he looked like he got old. But he, 41 years old, 42? So we got to see. We got to see. Now, I tell you what, though. People still keep saying that Tank Davis is going to knock Shakur Stevenson out. Like a lot of people telling me that. Tank Davis is going to knock Shakur Stevenson out. So that's one of the reasons why I really want that fight to happen badly. Like the two fights that I want the most right now is Shakur Stevenson versus Tank Davis and Bud Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez. Those are the two fights that I want right now, that I need badly. Showbiz said that. My bad, my boy. What did Showbiz say? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you're referring to. But those are the two fights, man, that I want so badly to happen. And the interesting part, Tank by KO. Alright. Tank gonna KO Shakur. And listen, Showbiz don't know shit about boxing. Send them this clip. Tell them I said that. But check it though, man. Shakur Stevenson is gonna outbox Tank Davis for 12 rounds and win by unanimous decision. There you have it. So send that shit to Showbiz. And Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, of course, I want that fight badly. The interesting thing about those two matchups is that everybody's going with the perceived power puncher or the stronger guy. At the 135 division, that being Tank Davis, and between Bud and Canelo is considered the bigger guy, right? So power is the factor. Everybody's going with the power. But I have to remind y'all, throughout history, we've seen so many times where the great boxer and the great puncher faced each other, and the great boxer whooped that. We seen it. You seen it. Joshua versus Tyson Fury. Damn, yo, I really wanted to see that fight when they was both undefeated. I wanted to see that so badly, man. And you know what? To be honest, I still want to see that fight, but it lost that appeal. Like if they don't fight, I don't even care about it anymore. Like I don't mind not seeing it. So if they was to fight each other, I will be tuning in. Of course, I want to see it, but it doesn't have the same appeal as it did before. Just because, and not even because of AJ, because AJ lost, but he's a champion. He's performing at a high level, but because of Fury, because I see him going downhill. I don't think that AJ is gonna fight the best version of Fury. But I think it still would be a good fight. You don't want to 100% count Fury out because of what he's done. But I feel like AJ washes him. Like with his athleticism. And now, the way AJ has been performing, he has momentum in his favor. Fury has been getting rocked lately. I think that AJ walks out of there with that W. That's my take, my opinion, my people. Y'all already know what it is, man. If you haven't done so, go ahead and hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Box Center, your favorite boxers, favorite boxing show. Yo, my peoples, first of all, I want to thank y'all for hopping on with me. And I want to let you know, Monday through Friday, I'm going to be live at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. The new AJ watches everyone, including Usyk. Nah, he doesn't watch Usyk. I think he fight Usyk 10 times and Usyk beat him 10 times. To me, Usyk will beat him 10 out of 10 times. Because Usyk is a lot more technically sound than AJ, and he has a much better defense than AJ. For those two factors, I believe that AJ, he gets beat by Usyk 10 times if they fight 10 times. I'm telling you, Usyk, if you watch both of them, and AJ's a top level fighter, you don't have to diminish somebody to uplift somebody else. The fact that I'm saying that Usyk is more technically gifted doesn't mean I'm trying to diminish what AJ can do. AJ's a great fighter, you know, but Usyk, I believe he has more in the tool bag, and he's just more technically sound. And I believe that he's just a better fighter. You know, if you saw they fought twice and you saw that there was nothing AJ could do with him. So I just don't see it. I don't see it. I mean, but why would there even be a rematch? Usyk already beat him twice. Why would there even be a rematch? He's gonna get beat up 3 times? So listen, what you have to understand is that styles make fights. It's not about the new AJ. It's the same AJ. It's just that Usyk is better than him. There is no new AJ. It's the same guy. He fought a fighter that was better than him. And that fighter is still better than him. Exactly. It was twice that Usyk beat him. And both times he dominated him exactly the same way. Like, there was literally nothing AJ could do but get beat up in both fights. So, no. To be honest, the only reason that there was a rematch is because AJ was the champion in the first fight and there was a rematch clause. But he got dominated in the first fight. If that wasn't for a title, he wouldn't even got a rematch. And then in the rematch, he got washed again. So it's like there's not even a reason for them to fight a third time. Who I think should fight Usyk? Yo, give Bacolia an opportunity. How about that? Would you like to see that? Bacolia versus Usyk? What you mean Ben Davison made a difference? You mean in the preparations? But yeah, yo, give Bacolia a title shot. The way he dominated Jared Anderson, you could say he deserves it. Put him in there. And I tell you what, man. Bacolia is a lot better than a lot of us realized. This guy can box. And what I like about him is that he's very patient. He takes his time. And when he starts to time you, he keeps landing shots flush. If you notice, he kept catching Jared with some nasty shots, timing them. So Bacolia, I believe that he could be a problem for anybody in the division. He's a very big guy. He has reach that he can beat you from across the ring. So you already know what it is, man. And you know, I don't understand why Jared tried to slug it out like that. Because, bro, look at what's going on. Like, you're getting beat up. Every time they was trading blows, he was eating some heavy shots. So at what point do you say, okay, let me go to my footwork. Let me move around the ring. Let me try to because when he moved around, he was being successful. I don't understand why he decided to stand there and trade. He was moving and he was landing some good shots on Bacolia. But whenever he stood in the pocket with him, he was paying the consequences. I actually covered that fight. I got video up from that fight. And I was like, yo, he gonna get knocked out. I was saying it right before he got knocked out. Right before he got stopped. I was like, yo, he gonna get stopped. You see potential in the guy who beat Wilder. I mean, he's a very good fighter. Are you talking about Zhang, Big Bang Zhang? I mean, we're talking about a champion. The only thing about Zhang is that he turned pro late. He's one of these guys who went to the Olympics and was in the amateur program for a very long time. So he turned pro in his 30s, I think. I'm not sure, but he's in his 30s now. So, he's a top level fighter. He's an elite level fighter. He'll give anybody problems and has the potential to beat anybody. So he's for real. The only knock on him is like it's almost like he just showed up on the scene and he's almost on his way out because of his age. It seems like how many years can he be around? I think he's like 36, 37 right now, or 38 right now. So you have to see how long he's gonna be around, but Big Bang Zhang is for real. He's the truth. That's why I was saying earlier, who's gonna be next to take over the heavyweight division? I know this guy Torres. Is it Richard Torres? The young heavyweight. But all of the champions, all of the big dogs in the heavyweight division, they're in their mid-30s or about to hit their 40s. So you have to already start wondering who's going to be next, who's going to take over. Rocky started late. Which Rocky? Rocky Balboa? No, so listen, there's a lot of fighters who start late, but we have to look at the the perspective. Like, for example, if you start late, even if you start boxing at 20 years old, that's considered late. If you start anywhere in your 20s, that's considered late, right? Having said that, you're right. Rocky Marciano started late, but at 36 years old, where was he? I think he was already either retired or close to retiring. So that's what you have to understand. Big Bang Zhang is the age that Rocky Marciano was when he was already retired. At that same age, Rocky Marciano was already done with his career. And Big Bang Zhang is still out there jumping in the ring fighting. So that's the problem. You can start late, but it's all about how old you are when you're fighting. These guys, all of these guys, whether they started late or not, they're all in their mid to late 30s. All of the top dogs in the heavyweight division. Now, Jared Anderson was seen as one of those guys that was going to be next to take over. I don't know if taking this loss is going to change it around for him. But I've been, like I said, man, ever since he said he don't care about winning titles, I've been off of that bandwagon. Like, nah, this guy, he don't have what it takes to be a champion. Because it's tough. It's hard. And the thing is, he's at the heavyweight division. There's always going to be dogs in that division that can take you out with one punch, that can really hurt you. Those type of fighters are the guys that he's going to fight every time. So when you're talking about you don't care for titles, that's it. You don't got the drive that it takes to become a champion, in my opinion. My peoples, remember to hit that like button. Remember to subscribe. Prime Foreman versus Bacoli. Who wins? Nah, I got Prime Foreman. I don't got no heavyweight of this entire era messing with Prime Foreman. Nobody of this era touches Prime Foreman. They all get knocked out brutally. All of them. Brutally. Some of them will put up a good fight. I'm not saying they're going to get washed in 2 rounds, but they all getting beat up. Prime Foreman definitely beats Prime Tyson. Prime Foreman beats almost everybody. Like he just was too big and hit too hard. So I don't got nobody in this era. Everybody getting knocked out by Prime Foreman. So check it, my peoples. I'm gonna be dropping off. Remember to subscribe. Remember to hit that like button. I appreciate y'all joining me on the show. Yo, shout out to Uncle Stewie. Shout out to Darian Lazard. Remember, my peoples, Monday through Friday, y'all gonna see me here at 9 p.m. Eastern time. That's it. It's official, my peoples. Monday through Friday. So tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern time, don't miss it, my peoples. We're gonna be talking boxing. You already know what it is. We always talk about what's going on, what the people want to know, what the people want to talk about. Y'all already know, my peoples. I'm your plug. I'm your plug, my people. JSmiff, your favorite boxers, favorite boxing show. Man, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Stop playing with me, my peoples. I'll see you tomorrow at 9 o'clock Eastern time. You already know what it is, man. One love.